the best in amateur motocross across the nation take stage here at the Monster Energy Amateur National Motocross Championship here at historic Loretta Lynn's. And it all starts now on MAV TV. Well, hello there, race fans, and welcome to the 2022 Monster Energy Amateur National Motocross Championship here at historic Loretta Lynn's in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Mikey Wayne's here, be taking you through today's racing action. And hey, locked and loaded. Down on the gate, we got the 85cc 10 to 12 limited class chomping at the bit. But hey, prior to today's race, we had a chance to catch up with one of the young guns, Vincent Way.
I like the vibes here way more. My sister gets to come. She doesn't really get to come to much of the races, and it's just fun. Yeah, I went down to our piece of land down in Michigan. We had a lot of fun, did a lot of motos, and we're ready. Well, we all want to win. I'm going to do my best to win and keep it at that.
Well, taking a look at the results from Moto 1, top 5, Gibson, Wood, Way, Blecka, and Wolf rounding out that top 5. And in Moto 2, it was Gibson again, Blecka second, Harrison, Way, and Getz rounding out the top 5. So a stacked class, to say the least. This one is up for grabs. Gibson got to have a good race right here, coming in with a 1-1. Not the best start for him, though. Oh, man. We'll have to keep our eyes on Landon Gibson. But I think that might have been the 58 gas of Darren Pine. Yeah, Darren Pine out in front, leading the way. The number 2 KTM of Landon Gibson in the second place position, with the 44 KTM of Wyatt Duff in third, and Zane Martin on that KTM in the fourth place position. Boy, gotta hand it. Hey, Darren Pine making the best of this moto right now after a rough go in Moto 1, had a 22nd place finish. Was able to climb his way up, finished 7th in Moto 2. Let's see what he can do here in Moto 3. Maybe play spoiler. Certainly could make that happen. And here comes our leader, Darren Pine, on the gas. The 22 now of Jonathan Getz, bringing all the smoke from the 2 spot. Getz coming into this third moto. He went 6-5 in Moto 1 and 2. And, oh, man, couple of riders down there, man, looking almost like carbon copies of each other. Unfortunately, the 51 of Gage Dunham and the 13 of Jace Wolf were the 2 riders that went down right there. But gotta say, 2 very talented young riders. Expect them to chip away at this one, get back up into the fight as it rolls on. So good battles out front here in the 85cc class. And Darren Pine leading the way, the 22 there of Jonathan Getz on that gas. And great battles out in front. These 2 trying to pull away from everybody is Pine. And boy, how choppy is that? You got the acceleration bumps, the braking bumps here at Loretta's, and these 85s, they're not phased. They're ready for it. They're prepared. They've been waiting all year for this, no doubt about that. So a lap completed. Pine leading the way, but he's got some heat. Landon Gibson, again, coming into this one, a 1-1. Not the best start for him. We'll have to see if he can make something happen and get back up into position with our leaders. Of course, doesn't need the win necessarily coming into it with a 1-1, but certainly needs to probably chip away at it a little bit from where he's at right now as our riders buzz past the mechanics area here at Loretta Lynn's and continue to battle and jockey for position. And we'll see if we can get our eyes on Gibson in just a moment. But again, great job by the 58 gas and the 22 gas of Getz, Pine and Getz leading the way. I believe we saw Getz maybe lose a position. And the 27 Husqvarna of Vincent Way, he was in the fight. There is Landon Gibson. So there is the number 2 machine, that KTM of Landon Gibson. Watch him for a moment. And that right there does a little dab right there. But boy, great rider, Landon Gibson, just about, flawless. And announcer's curse, singing his praises, talking about how good he is. But boy, you talk about a recovery. Gibson comes off of the bike on the side, keeps his hands on the handlebars, and keeps that thing on two wheels. Maybe lost 2 positions right there and goes back to work. Kids at home, if you're watching, go ahead and rewind and watch that again, because that is how you handle yourself in that situation. No doubt about that. Landon Gibson going to work. Knows he didn't have the start he needed necessarily, but to quote my good buddy Matt Watson, Megawatt, he doesn't want to hear about starts. He wants to hear about finishes. He says there's some guy named Eli Tomac. He doesn't always need a great start. Some guy named Jet Lawrence. He doesn't always need a great start, and they still make it happen. So, hey, maybe Landon Gibson can get up there and grab a first-place finish after not a great start. So we'll see. We'll get back to him in a moment. In the meantime, watching leaders out in front, 27 Husqvarna. We just saw right there Vincent Way, looking real good. Way, the rider we interviewed coming into this one. And Way, pretty good rides in Moto 1 and 2. He had a third and a fourth place finish. So, right now, Way probably your favorite to win this one as far as the overall is concerned, depending on what Gibson's able to do. Did you see the battle right there? On screen, the 95 of Cole Blecka and the 58 of Darren Pine. Now, Pine has dropped back a little bit, getting some heat from Cole Blecka. Side by side they were a moment ago. And, it basically, just pick a spot. I don't care if it's the front of the pack, the back of the pack, the middle. There are battles all over this track right here at Loretta's. We expect nothing else. These riders, they work their tails off to get here to qualify for Loretta Lynn's. And that man right there, the number 2, he's working on the 14 and the 44 right now. Great riding by Landon Gibson in this one. And again, little dab right there by Gibson as he goes back to work. Doesn't need the win, but certainly needs to pick up a couple more positions here to get back in the fight. We'll see how he does. Got to hand it to the young man, 85cc, cool, calm, and collected. And he's tracking down the number 28 machine. See if he can get around him, and he's got himself in a 3-way battle right here. Landon Gibson working the track, doing a good job, not playing follow the leader. Can't make the pass if you're playing follow the leader. Good example right here. Gibson around the outside. Is he able to make the pass? Yes. Cuts back down into the inside, shuts the door on the riders behind him. And how about it for Landon Gibson? Hanging in there, riding his own race. Really working this track and picking up position after position. Is he going to have a few more victims here? We'll pay attention to Landon Gibson as he goes to work. And the number 22 of Jonathan Getz. Look out, man. The freight train's coming. Here comes Landon Gibson. Another lap completed. Man, what a ride by him. Absolutely impressed by this young man. Again, great rides in Moto 1 and 2 as the number 23 working his way. That's Trinity Bachelor right there. So the 23 of Trinity Bachelor. Man, great racing so far here at Loretta Lynn's in the 85cc class. More coming up after this. This broadcast is brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. And Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
I've seen, floods here and there and bad weather and even a hurricane or two, but that was the absolute craziest weather system I'd ever seen. And immediately I started thinking, this is going to be really bad for the people that live in that valley and the people that live in that community. Wayne Spear, the ranch manager who was hanging on for dear life at the staging area behind the starting gate. And when I found out that he had passed in the storm, I was devastated.
And with Wayne losing his life here, you know, is a big part. We all knew him. Whether you talked to him or not, or whether you personally met him, when you saw his picture, you remember him from being here.
Wayne loved the ranch. He loved the people. It was actually what he lived for. I shared more of Wayne with the ranch than I did my own life. Oh, I feel like Wayne's right here with us because he never liked to leave.
I was pretty overwhelmed whenever I first was there, and that first day, after that first day, and we actually found Wayne's body after he passed away in the flood, and I actually had a dream at home, and I was there, and you know, I was standing in the middle of the motocross track actually, and I'm looking around just totally devastated by what's going on. I'm sitting here looking around like this, and I catch something out of the side of my eye, and I look around, and Wayne's standing there, and I'm like, what do I do? And he just said, you got to just start, buddy. And that was kind of whenever I broke it down into pieces for myself and figuring out how we can get help from outside people and things like that.
Well, very moving video. I think anybody familiar with the situation, the flood that came through down here at Loretta's, and to see how they have quickly recovered the property and everything. Just moving video, no doubt about that. Love that tribute. Well, as we return to the race here, it is the number 27 Husqvarna of Vincent Way leading the way here on the last lap with a ton of separation between him and the second place ride of, that's right, Landon Gibson, who had to work his way from middle of the pack. Needs at least, I believe, a fourth place finish if things ended exactly how they are. So now that would be for the overall. So hats off to Landon Gibson, but hats off to this young man as well. Vincent Way comes in, takes first place in the final moto here for the class, and I believe that is him right there. Yes, a little nod from Landon Gibson, and I'm sure a sigh of relief for that young man as well. Congratulations to him taking the overall. As we take a look at those results, again, Vincent Way finishing first, Gibson second, and Getz rounding out the box and your overall. Again, Landon Gibson gonna take it, Vincent Way second, and Jonathan Getz rounds out your top three. Caught up with Gibson after the race.
Oh man, you know, it was a really rough race, but I pushed till the end, man. I knew I had to get fourth or better with who won, and I just rode my strongest, man.
Coming up next, Mini Senior 2, 13 to 15. Caught up with a couple riders prior to this one.
Yeah, my year has been going pretty good. We've been racing some GNCCs. I like the woods, and I'm finishing off a few last races on the 85. I like this track. It's really deep and loamy, kind of like our house, and they have a lot of sand in it, and I like the sand. I'm pretty good in it, and yeah, I'm ready for this year.
Well, we also had a chance to catch up with Gas ride of Kalana Humphrey coming into this one.
To be honest, this is my third year here, but I've had pretty good luck this throughout all my years. First year I got 6th overall in 65s. The last year was 2020. I got 4th, and then 2021 I tore my ACL, so I couldn't race. But I like this ranch. It's pretty fun. The ghosts are a little bit spooky, but yeah, it's a fun place. My expectation is to be top 5 every moto. Obviously, podium would be great, and winning would be a dream. So yeah, those are my goals and my expectations.
Well, taking a look at it for your Mini Senior 2, 13 to 15, Moto 1, Fisher first, Johnson second, and Shane finished third. Kate Johnson, a first place finish in Moto 2, Cannon Hargrove second, and Nathan Hummel finishing out in the number 3 spot. But here we go. Third and final time we will see the Mini Senior 2 riders off and rolling. Boy, like a rocket. That's the number 18 of Carson Millican, I believe, grabbing that whole shot in the early lead in this one as our riders jockeying for position through the first few turns. And boy, looked like on the inside right there, that might have been the number 15 of Chase Lawton into the lead again on the inside. Have a better look at it here in just a moment. And a few riders getting hung up right there. But again, yes, that's going to be the number 15 of Chase Lawton leading the way. And boy, gotta hand it to him there. What a great start for him. Coming into this one, it was the number 47 Husky of Heath Fisher taking the first place finish in Moto 1 as we saw. And again, Cade Johnson, the number 23 Yamaha, taking first place in Moto 2. Cade Johnson, I think, got to be the favorite to win this class coming into it with a 2-1. But we will keep our eyes on that one. Meanwhile, how about it? The 43 of Cole Timbo right there. Third place, the 62 Gas of Kalana Humphrey. And fourth is going to be the 37 of Cannon Hargrove. And Chase Lawton trying to stretch things out. But boy, the 43 of Cole Timbo right there with them. Keep our eyes on this Timbo rider out of California. Comes into this race here today with a 7-6. Really could shake things up with a win here. But again, obviously got a long way to go before we get to that checkered flag. And got to say, a stacked class, a lot of hungry riders out there behind him who you know are going to step up to the challenge. There's the 43 on screen of Cole Timbo going to work, trying to stretch this thing out. In front of the rest of the black class, Chase Lawton, again, Cole Timbo, Kalana Humphrey, Cannon Hargrove, all those big heavy hitters in there. And the number 62, I believe it is, not too far off the pace. That's Kalana Humphrey on that gas ride, going to work. And boy, what a great shot right there. Gives you a real good idea of the ruts out here at Loretta Lynn's as our leaders buzz past the mechanics area and goes to work. See how things are shaping up here. A little bit of separation out in front between first, second, and third. But boy, third on back, you can just about, as a riders, boy, getting shaken to death right there. But boy, just about throw a blanket over those guys just past the third place position right now. And coming down the line, here we go. Oh, rider goes down. And not able to see who that was back there. I'd say maybe 7th, 8th place ride. Went down and looked gnarly. Hopefully he's okay, able to get back on the machine, but nasty crash right there as our leaders turning and burning out in front. Here we go. The 15 and the 57. Oh, doggy paddling right there is the number 15 machine of Chase Lawton. And boy, that might have opened up the window of opportunity for a pass. See if he's able to recover. Tough little break, tough track conditions. Oh, what a good drive right there. And coming around the outside, I think that's going to be the 62 of Kalana Humphrey trying to make the pass going the long way around, but can he make it stick? Yes, looks like he can. So Kalana Humphrey on the move, down into the inside right there. Still got some pressure, but some great riding out of Kalana Humphrey right there. Good racecraft. And pick a spot. I mean, this is like the last race we watched. I mean, pick a spot on the track. There's battles all over the place, front to back. And you got to think, if you're not familiar, maybe you're watching this, first time you've seen something from Loretta Lynn's, these riders, it's something they got to qualify for. I mean, this isn't, you don't show up and you get to race. No, I mean, but they do these qualifications, area qualifiers, regionals throughout the nation. And this is the best of the best coming out here, squaring off at Loretta Lynn's. Nothing quite like it. But boy, great riding there by the number 62 as he buzzes past the mechanics area, trying to put himself in a good position. And boy, just fantastic riding. Seen some great stuff out of the number 49 of Deacon Deno as well. That's another rider that's been on the move in this one. As we keep our eyes on the battles out front. And the 43 machine of Cole Timbo. Great one going on. More coming up next here on MAV TV. This broadcast is brought to you by Monster Energy. Unleash the Beast. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. And Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. Well, another great rider who has seen some major success this year, the 66 Husqvarna of Casey Cochran in that Schoolboy 1 and 125 BC class. Caught up with Casey earlier today as well to talk about Loretta Lynn's.
I'm Casey Cochran. We're out here at Loretta Lynn's, and I'm racing Schoolboy 1 and 125 BC. Right now, this place is fun. I mean, a lot of pressure for one race for sure, but I enjoy it, and it's a cool place to come race. But had some luck in the past and some unlucky events in the past. Last year didn't go too great, got hurt, but previous years I've won here 3 times before, so ready to come out and hopefully do that again. No, this year the preparation is definitely key. I mean, getting ready, moving towards the big bikes, moving towards the pro ranks, definitely doing some longer motos. So coming out here and doing a 20, it should be a cakewalk with what we've been doing. So I'm excited. I feel prepared this year and ready to go out and win.
Well, very excited to see what the future holds for Casey Cochran, no doubt about that. Such a well-rounded young man and from such an incredible family as well. As we jump back into it, looking at that battle there between the 43 Cole Timbo and the 28 of Nathan Hummel, duking it out for the 2 spot. And boy, those guys, they've just not had a break. They've been going at each other as a white flag comes out, and they're still jockeying for position out there. Meanwhile, the number 57 of Jessen Turner sits in good shape to be able to take a win here today. We'll see if he can make it happen, though. Let's see if we get our eyes on him here in just a moment. But again, what a battle by those two, Cole Timbo and Nathan Hummel, throughout the day today. Just incredible battles between the two of them. There he is, 57 of Jessen Turner, leading the way in this one. Great ride by that young man right there on an island by himself. Not a bad place to be here to cap things off. The number 57 KTM rider out of Kemp, Texas, came into this one with a 6.5. And if he can keep it on 2 wheels right here, riding smart, riding pretty flawless right there, should be able to bring home a win. And taking a look at timing and scoring, I believe if he can hang on for the first place finish, let's see, he should be, I think, 3rd in the overall if things stand how they are right now. And got to take a moment to give a shout out to Cade Johnson. Did what he needed to do, at least so far. Not quite checkers yet, but has done what he's needed to do so far to hang on to what should be the overall win in this one. As here we go, the number 57 KTM, the Texas rider, poised and ready to bring it home for a checkered flag as we follow him around here on the last lap. Again, a big congratulations to him in this one. Again, came into it, I believe, with a 6.5, so should be enough here for him to finish a top 3 in the class as far as that overall is concerned. But again, great ride. Okay, one more turn right here. The left-hander keeps it on 2 wheels and going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief right here. Heck yeah. And in the air, got to be stoked, that young man. Again, Cade Johnson going to take the win, though, in the overall. There's your Moto 3, top 3, Turner, Hummel, and Timbo. Hummel and Timbo putting on an absolute show. And there's your overall, the 23 Yamaha ride of Cade Johnson doing what he needed to do. Hummel finishing 2nd and Turner 3rd.
Not much pressure, just focus on your lines. I knew that I was faster than everyone else, so I knew if you're faster than them, you're going to pass them. So that's what I did. I just was a little bit craftier with my lines, got through the entire pack, and I ended up winning, national champion. I've been hurt the past few years, and I've had to watch it from the sidelines, and there's no worse feeling than that. But if you, any of you guys have never made it to Loretta's or are sitting at home watching, you could be holding one of these one day, so keep pushing.
I love that. How about the words of encouragement to his fellow riders? Keep pushing. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Loretta Lynn's. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.